Hello, gamers. I know you can see the watch time. It's a bit long. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of fun, a lot of cutscenes you can skip through, so maybe cut 10 minutes off of that. Y'all know how I do campaigns, especially story campaigns. I will not talk over the cutscenes. The first one of you skip to this part. Past that, no, I'm not really going to do that. I hope we have a great fucking video. I'd love returning a Total Warhammer 2. Total War Warhammer 2, playing Teclis, my brother. I'm going to talk about why I love Teclis after this cutscene. But yeah, let's get right into things.
Who are the Asur? An enigma to men and dwarfs, who know them as High Elves. At the center of the great ocean lies Ulthuan, a paradise created by the Old Ones. But when the stellar gates collapsed, demons flooded the mortal plane. All was lost until Anarion the Defender strode forth. The first Phoenix King vanquished the demons with the aid of the Archmage, Kalidor Dragontamer. It was Kalidor and his elven mages who created the Great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphoned the excess magic, withering demonkind. With the world purged of chaos, the elves took it upon themselves to become guardians and stewards. The twin-tailed comet is oft seen as an omen, but this time its wake brought great peril.
The dragon with two tails flies lower than before. Its trail disturbs the vortex.
I have felt a change in the winds of magic.
Then write it, brother. Lead the mages of Safari. Bring all in the White Tower to bear if you must.
Such lore is currently beyond us.
I suggest a scrying ritual in the pool of Isha. It may provide us with the answer.
Such a ritual requires fragments of fallen waystones. Far more than we have.
Then we find more. Make ready your ritual, Lordmaster Talarian. You will have your fragments.
I shall start the search in Lustria.
Lustria?
My brother will search here, in Ulthuan.
Why do you care so much about the greater world?
Why do you not? Stay here, brother. Protect Ulthuan. But I venture beyond our borders.
And while you meddle in far-flung continents, I will ensure you have a home to return to.
So, let's talk a little bit about this before the nerds who skipped get here. Just some basic parameters for what I'm doing for the campaign. I'm going to beat this campaign. I'm going to beat a lot of campaigns. Then we're going to play modded Warhammer 2. Then after that, Bannerlord. Maybe Warhammer 1. I don't fucking know. But probably some hardcore Bannerlord. Teclis, I'm not going to overexpand. There's not going to be an overabundance of shit. We're going to play hard, we're going to play fast. Save scumming to a minimum. Just be careful. I allow myself to save every 5-10 turns. I think it was 10 at this time. Now it's 5 now that I play modded. Just because of crashes and stuff like that. Other than that, no, there's not much else to say. I really do think there's going to be, a lot of enjoyable moments in this episode because it was a fun-ass campaign. Let's go take our first area. We're going to secure this province, then push to the east while I talk about Teclis. I love Teclis. Now, not necessarily as a character. He gets eliminated in fucking Immortal Empires every time, but as a playable character. As a character, I fucking love him. Sick. Still had the courage and duty to learn swordsmanship even though he was frail and sick. learned magic, mastered the winds, was willing to sacrifice himself multiple times to stabilize the vortex, to siege against chaos, to keep Oath 1 stable. And, I think in this lore, he also loses his lover or something to stabilize the vortex. Absolutely insane dude. I love the absolute shit out of him as a character. I think he is exceptionally well written for someone who has insecurity from a sibling who outperforms them, and then building off of that insecurity, they have this toxicity and this competitiveness that strives to go against others. The Immortal Queen comes to us, we deny her. I was not ready to make a alliance with such a undead fiend, but he has this strive to be better than his brothers, strive to improve. I'm only going to include some of these. Usually I take, I either, build, control, whatever I need in the moment. Just filling you in on things. I just love that about his character, the fact he's striving to improve. He has this capacity for violence, for chaos, but he resists it, and he helps those around him, and he is driven by fate. And let's push to claim this settlement. We can't push too far down south, though. That is the issue. Because if we do, our stunty short brothers, I hate calling them that, the mighty dwarves. Oh, it slipped out of me. Sorry, guys. But no, our stunty short brothers will cause some conflicts with us. We're just going to create decent firing lines with the gaps filled by our lords and heroes. Not typically what I would do. In all actuality, I would usually, with high elves at least, keep flanks really secure with units right by each other. And also with the Empire, it's just, anything that's spears or shielded infantry or just, like this. You just want to keep those lines really secure. Teclis is a beast, not in combat yet. He is frail, he's still sick, he's recovering. Once we get some levels and he's out here in the humidity of Lustria, the oxygen-rich environment, it will allow him to heal some more. It will allow him to become a better swordsman and a better man as we continue out here. We're going to use debuffing magic from our Lore Master of Hoeth, who is Teclis's loyal companion in this journey. We will meet others later on, mighty lords and mighty heroes who will accompany us. And also, there will be like our Phoenix, our swordsmen. There will be companions who will stay with us through thick and thin, who I have no intention of abandoning or letting die. There were certain goals like that I had in this campaign. Like, I didn't want to let Teclis get wounded one time. There's some heroes I understand lords I understand letting get wounded on dead, like a bunch. Maybe just somebody who, it depends how they're wounded in combat. In melee, I'm like, My magic, I'm like, okay, they probably would get up with some damage. From like an archer, no, you're fucking, you know how hard it is to patch a musket wound or a barbed arrow wound? Fuck no, dude. Oh my god, you're dead. We might think about pushing south. I mean, post this battle, there's no real reason not to. But there is such a valid reason not to. Like, I know that's so counterproductive, but if we push south, yeah, eventually we'll meet them, maybe confederate them. We claim the southern tip. North is where it's at. We need to go north here, and that's what I'm doing. I need to claim this zone to start getting us points as quickly as possible, as the issue is Nagarond, I think I'm saying that right, has already gotten its, and it's halfway filled. So is the Skaven. They, like, start with one. Absolutely insane. I don't, that's one thing I dislike about Warhammer 2. And I think there's some validity to what I say. And you see this especially with modding. Like, I don't have the Immortal Empires expanded, but I do have a modded, so many characters like Mixus and then a bunch of other Lord packs. Like that's my whole thing. I love Lords in like a variety of challenges. I don't so much like, just there will be a time for sure when I come back to Warhammer 2 or Warhammer 3, or what I'm going to do is just mod a faction out the ass, mod a faction all the way to like every dwarf mod I can find and play dwarves and just do a long campaign victory. There's going to be one where I, mod elves with every mod I can find and then get a long campaign victory. Of course I'm going to do that, because I think that's something entertaining I can do for you guys, of course. But then I think there's also a case to be made that I just like the variety that I am supplied when playing, a bunch of factions. That's why I don't play them, I play them maybe in Immortal Empires on Warhammer 2, maybe turn 100 max. Outside of Warhammer 2, maybe shorter, maybe longer, like 70 to 200. Warhammer 3 has so much variation, and that's also because you start in the same place every time, and every faction starts in the same place. That's been my issue with Warhammer 2, is that I'm like, okay, I'm starting as this guy. I look at like the starting map. I'm like, okay, this guy's going to be to my right, and then, Von Karstein is going to be down south in Araby, and he's right there to my right. And I'm like, what the fuck? There have been a lot of confusion. It's been something I've had to learn and get used to. And I thought it was good to mention, but it's still a fun-ass game. I love Warhammer 2, I want to say comparably or more than Warhammer 3 with mods. Like, I played, it kind of clicked for me when I played this Skaven Pirate. Like, holy fuck. I played, like, Kislev, I'm like, wow. Holy shit. Border Princes, oh my god. The Ogres is done better than Warhammer 3, because I want to be able to recruit Leadbelcher mercenaries and stuff. I don't know. We're going to actually accept this now. We wanted to just make a good friend of her, set an example, secure our southern border, have a buffer. There's no reason to cause any conflict. Which one of these do we want, though? Tax rate. I'm going to get that army guy, especially since this isn't a campaign where I'm conquering. This is a very hunkered campaign. I wanted to secure, 6, 8, 10 settlements, but I didn't want to go above and beyond, certainly. They would then wanted a defensive alliance almost immediately, because they heard I had talked to the dwarves and settled our differences. So they wanted to have a defensive alliance with me to build relations with the dwarves, I believe. But the men came to me too. Especially since our territories just met, they wanted a non-aggression, so I went push farther, which is justifiable because I was pushing further north. And in response, the Dark Elves declared war on me. They thought I was making too many friends. I started this ritual that was scary for them. But they really didn't need to be the ones to push against me and attack me, as I was conjuring energy into the Vortex, or so I thought. Chaos came from the north. And, chaos is decently difficult to fight off. We've got this. They immediately took our newly founded settlement to the north, killed our garrison, and enslaved our people. What the fuck is this? Nagarond. Nagarond. The Dark Elves. Malekith have started their subjugation of the Vortex, and we can disrupt that by sending armies. I think I actually show that off here. I do that throughout the campaign. I don't feature every single one. Yeah, you just click this button. You then can send disrupting forces for an amount of money that I do not have. But a lot of the time they don't fight chaos properly, so chaos does come in and it helps you. Here we push against chaos. We strike them down in combat. We did not let them stand. And then the other chaos was pushing towards this settlement. We rushed him across the ocean by the next turn, and they struck down many of our people. The mighty chaos warriors are great warriors, if anything. We can acknowledge that. We can also justify that as a reason to train up and become better. They killed our ally. and then asked for a peace treaty, or for a trade agreement. And while we had reason to take it, it wasn't any nicer.
The way fragments were gathered, the ritual cast. Arcane power lit Althwan's skies. Loremaster Telerian, ally of Teclis, was joined by Gallifreus, squire of Tyrion. They would be the prince's eyes as the goddess Isha revealed her prophecy. The Lawmaster and Squire saw the Isle of the Dead wreathed in fire, the Vortex gone. Without the Vortex, chaos floods the world, with Althwan doomed to sink beneath the waves. But the star crown of Lilith has the power to restore it. The crown was shattered long ago. If the lost shards are reforged, Althwan can be saved. Isha has blessed our agents with one piece of the star crown, but 4 shards remain lost. Telerian suggests invoking the spirits of the Phoenix Kings. For who better than a king to find a crown? The cost is high to cast such rituals. More way fragments are needed.
Fair warnings, my brothers. While we resettle this and do some expansion, I think also some treasure hunting. My 3 days of working out got to me. I did a 3rd day today for class, for courses. They want a defensive alliance. That's lovely. There is good reason to accept that. Point stands, though. I, worked out 3 days. I'm going to take a rest day tomorrow. Today was supposed to be my rest day. But I'm a little bit fucked up. So if you guys hear it in my voice like a shudder or something, my bad. I don't understand Warhammer 2. These guys across the map just declare war on you. And now it's time to go treasure hunting. We're going to get what here? Yeah, raid the coast. Oh my fucking god. They fuck up Teclis's brand new Silverian Guard, which are okay. They just have the enchanted armor. And we're also going to go disrupt Malekith. We send that on over there. And then, in response, the court, I think, throws a ball, or we get... What did we get? I think someone was spreading rumors about us. Haggrief comes over here. Or is this Haggrief? I think it is. We eliminate their first raid onto our central continent, our central country. And then... 1 second, let's go grab this. I think it's another treasure cove. Yes, it is. Worthwhile. We have more more of the swordsmen now. They come with a second one. Oh, this is Malice Darkblade. You are not at home, my friend. You are on the other side of the world. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, no, I can kick your ass 2 ways from Sunday. I've got twice the force of you. I don't care if you're Malice Darkblade, the absolute beast. I will just rush your troops. Fuck you up. We're going to keep some of our archers on skirmish, some of them not. That's the thing about archers and shit. We're going to life drain Malice, absolutely fuck him up, just cheat mode him, Take a quarter of his fucking health with casts. Dread Knight, he's immune to terror, immune to psychology, I believe. And we'll just send our spearmen as they get shot down brutally. They know it's a valiant effort in combat to chase down these men and not let them get the upper hand. We're going to keep Malice surrounded. He's actually not fucked up yet, but I think that is because he is regen and has a regen cap. Let's look. I cannot select him, but I have reason to believe he has region and a region cap, which would absolutely fucking suck, but we're going to continue lowering morale of these troops right on the border, which is great for us because it makes them retreat right out of the map. We don't have to completely break them, and we keep our other troops with our lord and hero by them to boost morale, holding down Malice. You know, they're getting cut down in troves, but it doesn't matter. It is a valiant loss. It is protecting the homeland, specifically one of the regions of our local province, the local country. And if that were to fall, in all honesty, that local place, I don't think Teclis could take it back. He doesn't have a strong enough army yet. I have a bunch of smaller, less strong armies is kind of how I start high elf campaigns. We're going to try to eliminate him before he can walk out the map. So we are just going to cluster around him as he attempts to flee and eat him alive like a pack of rabid dogs or bees that just like vibrate you to death. Someone has just opened my door in real life. I believe it may be a kitty who will come in here and assault me brutally. That would be unfortunate. Either way. Let's keep pushing it. We've got a bit more time, I think, on our ritual, or maybe our second ritual. I'm completely unsure. Either way, let's capture some more captives from the High Elves. Begin our second ritual now. We're gathering some pieces. We're not gathering a lot. There is a cat at my feet. Who is there? I am unsure. Oh my god, my chair is so squeaky. I apologize, guys. I know that is probably... I made the audio quality better, but now the chair is fucking with you. I'm going to... That's a question. I'll accept it, I guess. I don't think it'll last, but it's worth accepting. They have come up into our territory. Teclis with his new army. This is kind of his in-game army. Six swordsmen, some lore masters of Hoeth, a fire mage, I believe, and then 2 lore masters of Hoeth. So the lore masters of Hoeth for their good general magic, and then a fire mage just for like the skull.
Finabar the Seafarer, the reigning Phoenix King, was called upon to reveal the second shard of the Star Crown. The wave fragments are cast so the tides move at the Seafarer's command. The living king has done his part. Now it is time to evoke the royal spirits of old.
Honestly, this whole recording thing is going over way better than I thought. I thought, oh, we're gonna have, I'm gonna get so tired, I'm gonna have to take breaks, I'm gonna have to play video games. Yeah, I've been watching a little bit of 911, but there ain't no harm. There ain't no foul. We're gonna keep leveling up our troops. This is how we're doing it. It's leveling and money. It's enough money to send ones over to delay the other rituals. These guys got eliminated by the Skaven. We improved relations with the Skaven, but that was only to buy time until we could strike. We have disposable income and influence. I am the brother of the Phoenix King, and I know I'm quite influential in Elven society, so I was able to use that influence, and, we are elf things, but now we are murder things. We are going in, they have very basic garrisons. They were not expecting us to do this, they're expecting us to stay contained. No, I wanted to push out, claim a bit more territory, get a buffer zone around our initial provinces. Oh, great, my cat has decided it is time to brutally attack my room divider, which creates probably about the loudest noise in the world. Archie? He is screaming. I'm actually going to go check. I apologize for ending this take so quickly. Usually I like to talk for a minimum of 5 minutes, but I hear a cat crying. Let's get this last cove and I'm gonna head out. I honestly don't know what happened, just rumors and conjecture. My Archie came in here, Gremlin, and he is battle scarred, traumatized. He's making sad eyes at me. So something maybe happened, something maybe didn't. Who knows? This is our guard of the home province. I wanted to level up her troops a little bit. She lost some, but it doesn't really matter. Whew. Let's go. Third ritual already. We're only 30 minutes into the video. Wonder why it's going to be so long. I really did try my best making this as short as possible. Next one. Next video. I have fucking 8 hours of footage. No. 6. We've got Norscan tribes coming from the south. They must have done something. They just eliminated a whole army, a whole garrison. Doesn't matter. Teclis is going to get revenge. He's going to take them out. We just immediately killed these ones that came onto our home province. That's not really something that's going to be allowed to happen. We also are not going to let you attack our home province. So we are just going to take you and probably enslave you. No, we sold them, or we ransomed them. And then we got these guys. The Skaven have started to come to us, which doesn't make sense. They aren't a part of chaos. I wonder what that's about. So I pushed back to my settlement. They came on forward. I still lost a swordmaster if I fought it like this. I knew for a fact that that was full of shit. Like, absolutely full of shit. We have Sisters of Avalorn. We've got these heavy saber-tooth, like saber-tusk, whatevers. We've got Teclis, who's mostly blue tree, yeah. But then we have these 3 lords that are obviously leveled up in combat. Like, that's, you know, that's kind of how that works. That these blue lords are leveled up in combat. We've got the Sisters of Avalorn as a back line. We got as many archers as possible. We're just covering these 2 ridges, and this is going to be an absolutely devastating battle. Do we have a dragon or something? I feel like we have a dragon. We do. We have a dragon. We push our dragons and our cav behind enemy lines. We're going to heal up our people, keep them healed. We're sending our dragon, our cav, up to the plague clock catapults. They kind of did fuck us up. Luckily, they don't have too many weapon teams, and we're going to hammer and anvil those that they do have. We're also going to use the birds, the flock, to just absolutely eat them alive. That's one of the things I love of the lore of beasts. It's also one of the things I love about the lore masters of Hoeth. We're bringing these guys down to their back lines. Yeah, we have some troops retreating, but none of our fucking sword masters are going to retreat like these other guys have. They have no reason to. There's absolute beasts. The magic ripping through them is absolutely going to lower morale. So is a fucking dragon just flying above their back lines, not even getting in combat. Like, that's insanely demoralizing. It's like they're just waiting to pick you off. Like, I'd love to see this from the Skaven's point of view. Like, yeah, we were sieging these 2 points, easy enough battle. Their cavalry struck our back line. It's okay, we held strong. We are the mightiest Skavenkin. Yes. And then they're like, as we were reaped by these giant, harvesters of elfkin with swords, elf things with swords. Then these great birds, these great reptiles were flying above us, simply waiting for us to die. Like, that's so scary. We've got to eliminate 1 more, basically. Yeah. That's about all. I think it's the same guy, maybe. Just recouped. We eliminate him, and then that is the end of this ritual, which is perfect.
Bel Cordadris, the Scholar King. His knowledge bequeathed to those who searched, including where the 3rd shard lay. and how to slay the worm that hoarded it.
Be gone, servant of chaos! Strike, Gallifreyus!
Time is against us. There are others that perform their own rituals of dominance over the Vortex.
I think there are some major battles to be had even before our next facing of chaos, our next ritual, but a lot of also mundane to be had. We have to push forward this way. Luther decided to declare war on me, probably about the most foolish thing he's done. The Skaven also sweep through over here, eliminate all that. Our home region lady is now our top pirate. She sails around. There's just so many sunken islands of these formerly, like, probably other expeditions that we just get a lot of money, a lot of, a lot of good things, a lot of treasure. We absolutely beat the hell out of Ikit Claw. We starved them in there, and then when they started eating each other, we ran in and we claimed the province. Now, we have no intention to keep this province. I just wanted this northmost point, this point over here, for a good fucking reason. Okay, I want this northmost point for shit like this. Master Mundi came down. He declared war on me. And we're gonna kick the shit out of his dinosaur self. We, us and the lizard folk work well together, We're both old species. They are much older than us and much more secure in themselves than us. Back home, these two end up having to deal with, like, some sort of rogue army that was sweeping through the Empire. Some sort of escapee. Luther also came to pay us a visit. Absolutely insane. We beat the fucking britches off of this, full stack. Like, they had Morngruls. They had the late game units of the vampires. Then he came back with, with the vengeance. I'm not sure how, with his current stack, he was able to, fucking doom me to, lose units, but it's not gonna be hard at all. What the fuck is going on? What was that? I don't know if anyone else saw that. I edited out all loading screens, but for me, I don't know if you guys saw the same thing. I just saw a loading screen flashing a bunch. That is absurd if that is real. I guess it, like, imprinted in the track and it didn't save properly. That's awful. Because it didn't even show there was one there. If not, then, maybe my footage is lagging or whatever. But, we just rushed forward. Ranged troops on ranged troops. Melee troops to disrupt ranged troops. Ranged troops also disrupt any aerial troops. It's easy as, anything. We have so much magic. Winds of magic, not so much. That's the one thing about Winds of Magic that I don't like, is that you have to wait for them to charge. Like, I feel like they should be there before anything starts. But our spells are so powerful as a spellcaster faction that even if we don't have as much Winds of Magic or as much charging, or, our reserves are fine. We have literally hundreds of reserves. But we don't have quite as much Winds of Magic as we wish we did. But even then, what spells we do cast just absolutely eat them alive. Our volleys are masterful. That is the Elven way. And our troops on the front line are just eating these dudes alive. There's no way. I think that's a Vargeist or whatever. I think Luther's riding it. It's a zombie dragon. Very dangerous. We beat the britches off of them. There's really no worry here about winning any of this. I mean, yeah, there's no real challenge, especially once we get all of our soldiers equipped with proper gear, like all of our heroes and stuff. That's going to be insane. In response, we pushed further north. Now, this is going to cause probably some conflict, but I wanted to claim some of this area for Master Mundi, just like force some peace, or just show him that, you know, we're the boss and we're not going to deal with a whole lot of shit. This other group that I think was a rebellion came forth. We just beat the hell out of them too. And then we're going to raid some more coves. You guys know how it is. I'm always raiding these. I'm always doing these. We had to actually lower the troops in this army because our income was so low without the boost from the ritual, which kind of fucking sucks. But we have a couple good, like, 10, 11 stack armies that aren't going to have a whole lot of trouble. We're just guarding all of our areas, and now it's time to begin ritual. I had to move my troops around so they didn't spawn, like, inside of my area. Just skip on through that, and let's see where they are. They were up here to the north. They attacked our settlement. They actually claimed it. I think that's actually Ikit Claw, or the Pestilence clan. That was nothing to do with the ritual. The ritual's actually to the north of us. So we had to retreat, reclaim the settlement. They just, you know, it's overwhelming power. And they didn't have a garrison. They were forced to fight in, you know, to sally forth, or they would have been cornered and attacked. They tried to tunnel under us. We knew about it. We let it happen so we could do this. We brought our other army. She is a leader of the Lion Guards, this honor guard, who are the berserkers of the elven group. Just these great soldiers with great axes, and they do not fall easily, and they, you know, find glory in battle. So she's going to help reinforce our settlement from the Chaos Taint in the unknown Skaven clan, which I currently believe is led by the Council of 13 personally. Now, why they'd be attacking me is unfathomable. And with 3 Chaos Sieges after another, all on either the same turn or the same 2 turns, it is now over. That is the 3rd or 4th ritual over, and with that, Clan Pestilence attacks again.
Belshazzar, the explorer, as he used the stars to navigate the world, their light shone upon the king's lost vessel.
There, Gallifrey's! I see it!
The 4th shard of the star crown was found within. Thanks to the Phoenix Kings, the star crown is near complete. But there is one who is yet to be evoked. The first, the greatest, the doomed.
Straight off a cutscene and into yet another battle. He's back, you know, even bigger army than last time. I, you know, decided to fight it out. Wasn't worth losing. I think our first Swordmaster of Hoeth. Because I believe that is why he is in the, Dude, why was the loading screen there again? That was absurd. But I believe he is in the first spot, which makes him our first one that we've had since the beginning. I can also suspect that because he's ranked up so high. Maybe I need to put a emblem on him or something, or rename him. I think I might start doing that. That seems useful. What is that? Who is firing a fucking, like, 30 mortars at me? Oh, they do have 3 mortars in the back. Yeah, we'll send our units to go harass that. Absolutely. We have more flying units. This is pretty good. I'm pretty sure our lore masters of Hoeth, unfortunately, do not have the same functionality as, you know, our wizard. Wizard might actually be better. Like having 3 wizards, a life, a beast, and a fire. As then you get the dragons, like the dragon mounts. I hate not having mounts. Like, I'm pretty sure my lore masters of Hoeth just have, I mean, but they are beasts. Like, they're sword masters of Hoeth, essentially a single unit, way more powerful, who just eats people alive. And speaking of Vampire Ghost, we're pretty far into this. You know, people are watching this to be entertained at this point. Yeah, I know some of you are, and thank you. So, you know, next is Oxalotl. Then we've got Malekith. And then after that, we've got a couple series that are a couple ones that are going to be a lot more awful, as they are going to be like long sections missing from my Throt campaign and my Vampire Ghost campaign. About 50 and 30 turns consecutively. It just happened to me again with a modded campaign, but I caught it, and you know it wasn't a worthwhile loss. It wasn't bad. He came around behind me. I was there to reinforce, but we didn't quite get there in time, so we had to come just absolutely eat his armies alive. It wasn't fair to him. We beat the absolute dickens out of him. But, pretty fucking whatever. This dude comes up here. He's attacking. We're going to have to retreat, in all honesty. And then he attacks again. We retreated into the open arms of our reinforcing army. He got another reinforcing army, but that does not matter. We just absolutely killed him. And now is the time of Vermintide. For the rest of this episode, you will be seeing me deal with infinite amounts of rats. Infinite. This entire continent is filled with thousands upon thousands. They can field as many armies as they want and recruit with literal infinite amounts of money in their bank. It's absurd. When I play Warhammer 3, I'm going to download a economy mod. That's for sure. The Dark Elves were also attacking, but they just got absolutely shit on by one of our stronger secondary armies. Then, in response, they just destroyed our settlement. Then they came down to wreak havoc on our other settlement. Wasn't going to let that happen. I brought our other army to reinforce. We forced a retreat, which then allowed us to go just absolutely ham, essentially, and eat them fucking alive. We also got a new unit. We got rid of our Lothran Sea Guard, which isn't bad. Sisters of Avalorn are just a superior unit. And then we just, we sent him packing. And then almost immediately, so look at the turn count. The next turn, we are back with the same situation. I'm going to pop a save. Same fucking situation. Constant endless hordes of Skaven. I know I may have just showed my save thing. There's a lot more saves than I said. Shit gets complicated later on. Okay, guys. I'm not scumming. I'm losing a ton of troops. Losing whole armies. Not really battles, but that's kind of how auto-resolve works against Skaven. Guys, I promise. And now let's push back there. And then we push up here. Let's take the summit. Then we can rest here. Reinforce some, I believe. Get our final army ready for our final ritual. I think there's Skaven right behind us, which is kind of crazy to think about. That Skaven are the ones, essentially waiting on us, hand and foot, just right behind us. And Nagorond or Dark Elves, or whatever, are a bit further back, but it's pretty crazy. We're going to go do our quest battles for the little bit of extra supplemental income, let's call it. We're going to go... What the fuck? I edited these out. Why is this here? What? What in the heck, dude? I edited the shit out of... I apologize, guys. I for sure edited that. I don't know why that's still there. That is really upsetting. That's just god-awful. I genuinely don't understand why that happened. Sisters of Avalorn, explosive damage. Well, no, I just feel like such a bad editor now because once I voiced over it, and once I'm this far voiced over following the script, there's no point in going back. But that so far it's had like 1 minute to the video, like 1 minute, maybe 2, which is just awful. I don't know. I'll be careful about it in the future. I'll be really careful. But you know, they've already activated the Sisters of Slaughter or whatever ability, and we're just eating these guys alive with just barrages upon barrages. I mean, it's not a fucking challenge. Like, we are going to absolutely kill the crap out of these dudes. Our reinforcements have come to flank their sides. It was already over. We claim victory over them. We claim domination. And with the end of that battle, we get our final ritual. And there's like one more quest battle. We're just going to do it while we're waiting on the ritual. I mean, there's a whole lot of enemies to kill, but we have time to regen. They're going to spawn, what? Probably to the north, let's guess. In the woods, it's going to be like fucking 8 Skaven. Yep. So many fucking Skaven. Hagrid is down to us, though. I think they've been pushing down here to attempt to fuck us over. It's worth getting the crown. I mean, we're about to get the crown of the Phoenix King or whatever. Ambush. You can't ambush an army like this. There's only specific armies you can ambush. Like, as long as an army has a good amount of melee troops, or like flankers or cav, you aren't ambushing. You're fucking yourself. Like, they're out in front of us. This isn't an ambush. Also, why are we... Like, this is the least jungly jungle. I think we're like... well, it was by a dwarf summon, so we're probably in all reality, like, not in the underway, but like in some sort of valley or something. And look at this. Flaming Skull goes absolutely insane. You gotta love that. That just ate half of the Skaven, just killed the absolute shit out of them. And now they're getting reinforced by fucking who even knows. Looks like a bunch of fell bats, which I have to assume are vampires or some other foul fiend attacking us. Won't matter for much longer. We've got magic going absolutely insane. We're going pretty crazy. We're just going to eat these guys alive. We've got our back line pretty secure with our Phoenix and whatever. I think it's a dragon, or moon dragon or whatever. I don't know what that other unit at the end is. I do not recognize it one bit, so it's probably like a star dragon. That sounds right, at least. And then our Mornfang cavalry will help, you know, get everything down. And then we just have to get unit losses on every single army. And, I mean, with the other reinforcing armies fleeing, they'll already have a morale debuff. So it may not even be unit losses. It just may be that enough of them break, and then their reinforcing units leave, and then we'll just be fine. Yeah, there we go. Decisive victory. Whew. It is time to sacrifice some units. Boom. We fought a lightning strike battle. We struck in quick before any of their reinforcements could arrive. Next one, we did the exact same to the now fleeing Rat Ogre. Boom. We struck quick. To not have struck quick, we will have lost many units. Many units I wasn't willing to lose. So we struck hard and fast yet again. Took that, but there is a point where we must retreat. And we did. Then when they came back, we struck hard and fast again. We were going to lose some, which sucks, but it just means we can recoup our losses later on. We could have fought this probably manually, if not lost anyone, but I do not genuinely trust that fact, so it was more just a give and take. We aren't going to be an idiot about it. And then we lost some more, but in losing Lothran Sea Guards and Mornfang Cavalry, we could replace them with better units now, as I was meaning to get rid of these units anyway, not our Swordmasters of Hoeth, as they are our staunch front line. as they are the ones we buff. And then finally, a couple of them came around behind, and we lost some of our valiant ogre mercenaries who, they died doing what they loved, eating, fighting, and fornicating. And we just lost a ton of our lion guard, but that is also what they love. And with a great battle came an opportunity of the court, and then here we go.
Anarion the Defender, the first Phoenix King. It is inevitable that the fifth and final shard of the Star Crown is found upon the sword that doomed the Asa. They were only here for the shard, but even the Loremaster could feel the sword's pull. And then something else touched their souls. The fabric of reality was torn. From the realm of ruin, the Skaven's horned god mocked its prey and revealed his plan. The celestial event that weakened the Vortex was of Skaven design. A parody of the true comet. The Council of 13, the Rat Men's highest authority, were architects of this grand manipulation. Its task complete and fuel expended, the rocket fell back to the surface. When the wreckage was discovered, its purpose remained unclear until now. It was the catalyst to weaken the Vortex and goad the other races into action. They knew the Asa would seek to bolster the failing Vortex, but they were ready. Every ritual cast, the magic was stolen, absorbed into the Horned Rat's bell. Now soaked in ritual power, the bell will be moved to Ulthuan's heart. If it tolls 13 times, the Horned God shall emerge from the Vortex, the world doomed. Then the god was gone, but in its place came a swarm of his children. Where there was two, there is now one. But is that enough to make a difference?
Well, I thought I was going to have a longer time to talk, but I ran through this, and then there's a cutscene here in like 1 fucking second, which is god-awful. We lose some more. I mean, it's awful. We lose our first guy, but we're coming upon the end, and there's some sacrifices to be made in the name of victory. We lose even more. We lose down to our last swordmaster, and then we lose more. We lose our Lothran Seaguard. It was just an awful time, but we will bounce back.
The Star Crown reforged. But the crown alone is not enough. It must be born into the Vortex, delivered to Calador by a hero worthy of Safari. Yet the chittering Skaven lurk, defiling Ulthuan, awaiting the Horned One's arrival. The Vortex must be reclaimed, or the world is doomed. The treacherous Gracier Skaven assemble at the eye of
In
the
the
Vortex.
end, I am losing my fucking voice, dude. We're gonna go for this final battle. We could push east, but they're on their thing, and then we would have to do a whole nother ritual to counter their last ritual. It's better to just go wipe this final battle, even if it'll be tough. I believe in our sword masters. They may be new to everything. You know, they are new recruits, they're fresh-faced, but we've given them the books and the training that we gave our former ones, and we trust that this battle will turn them into veterans, and that is exactly what we'll do. We push up quickly, not to deal with these attacks from these enemies. Doesn't matter. We will be able to raise the dead with the power of the Vortex. Time is non-linear here. Neither is the concept of everything else. There will be the ability to use the raw magic that is the Vortex to raise any of our followers who do fall. And then we create a staunch line to prevent the oncoming Dark Elves. We are not messing around. We knew where they were coming from. Intelligence, also the little red marker that they were coming in, but in canon that didn't happen. And then, as they assaulted our staunch line, we healed our men, and those bodies, blown apart by conflict and war, literally reassembled themselves. A flaming skull rushed through their entire lines, ripping them apart, as our great beasts, our dragons, and our lords fought off their great fodder. The magic and combined might of our archers, our companions, our swords masters, everything we had prepared for and worked so hard for, it all came together here. Our cavalry rushed in to deal with a great feral beast, I think a hydra. Every time you cut it down, it grows back stronger. We continued to use the power of the ritual of this vortex, this place, to rise our people from the grave, reassembling their very bodies. And in doing so, we have to go push against these guys. We can't be letting these guys do much. We're going to do some fire magic right into their lines. Just absolutely break them. Flaming Skull is quite possibly one of the best spells ever. So is all fire magic. Look at that. We rip through them. They've got, we don't got our timing quite down for stuff yet, which is fair. We're going to send our Lord on up here to, do some stuff. Or maybe our Lady some. She has got Dragon's Breath. She has got some spells and stuff. So it's not going to be too bad. And then our Sisters of Avalorn, with their explosive magic, are going to wrap things up. It doesn't matter if you activate some sort of bubble, whatever. It's not going to protect your men. Your men will fall. And with that, we've already essentially beat them. Yes, they have some, heavy infantry, but we've already won. Losing 2 sword masters is nothing compared to your lines being completely broken. And now our lords are up in the front, healing in combat. And the final push. The Skaven have returned. They'd hijacked our ritual before, and we were going to punish them for it. I brought in Teclis. Teclis himself wished to cause carnage to these men. So he rushed in, he fought them. He dealt tremendous damage to them. Just he himself dancing around the skies on his phoenix. And then once they reached our lines, they were already so weak that our Sisters of Avalorn ripped through them like nothing else. Our cavalry rushed into them. Our great lords and heroes completely destroyed them, and our line was brought back to life, reassembled wherever and whenever they fell. Of course, eventually a soul cannot handle that, and it chooses to die of its own volition. It wishes to move on to whatever is next, and that is fair. We cannot counter that. We cannot force them to stay on this mortal plane. But we have won, and that is the end. Well, not quite the end. We have a little bit of time left, but we've got a cutscene before then.
A horned god banished. Vermin purged from the island's shores. Ulthuan's defenders are brothers in arms again. And a hero. A lawmaster. One who has proven worthy of the Star Crown. To bear its power. Walk into the Vortex and become the Maelstrom. Ours is a world of fleeting glory. But it is glory nonetheless.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's all right. Positive affirmations, as always. Means the world to me that I got to put this video out there. If you're watching at this point, you're the absolute GOAT. I should honestly, thank you for your time, not the other way around. So thank you guys, as always. Thanks for the encouragement, the likes, the subscribers. I never thought I'd get this far, and there's so much farther to go. I'm learning my craft. You guys saw me fuck up some this episode, but that's why I tend to keep episodes a lot shorter.